Hi guys, this is Ruben from the Zcoins. I'm the Zcoins community manager, and I just wanted to actually test out my new mic. I actually got a new Yeti Blue, and also give you a few updates on what has been happening with the Zcoin core upgrade. So for those of you who don't know, Zcoin was actually using a really old Bitcoin core. I think it was version 0.8, several years old, and there's been lots and lots of improvements since then. And I think a lot of you may be wondering, well, why were you using a very old core? I think the first thing was well, when Parmin first worked on the Zerocoin core, it was actually the latest one then, and since then we haven't actually managed to update the core until just about now. It's been several months of very hard work because there's so many changes from 0.8 to 0.13.2. I think it's like huge sections actually have to be rewritten, so we really are thankful for Eisenso and SN's help for this. It's actually a really big thing now. So what does it mean? I mean, you probably as a user you might not actually see anything new from the interface, but on the back end it actually greatly improves many things. I think basically one of the major ones would be the sync time. It used to take maybe like even 2 days to do a complete sync, and those of you who were around in the earlier days of Bitcoin, this was typical. But because of the new developments in Bitcoin 0.13, they actually have what do you call header first synchronization. And what that means is that you download the header first, and that will bring it down to a full sync to less than 2 hours. That means like just brand new from scratch. That's one of the really big upgrades for that. And another thing that is also happening in the background with the new Bitcoin core is actually compact blocks. And what compact blocks does is actually reduces bandwidth spikes and actually reduces propagation delay, meaning nodes actually update faster. So you have a more resilient and responsive network. Another thing that you will experience is actually HD key generation. So your wallets are now HD wallets that allow easy backups. I think especially for those of you who like to use Zcoin on Tor, being a privacy service, now with the new Tor features inbuilt in, you can actually operate completely on Tor, and don't want to go through a regular net. There's been also improvements in transaction fee calculations to bring it up to date, and wallet pruning is also available now, which means, well, it's not really quite a problem now, given that the Zcoin entire blockchain is only about 200 megabytes. But as we scale a lot bigger, maybe to several gigabytes, you can bring this size down greatly, meaning you only need to keep a small subset of the data while maintaining the integrity of your node. I think that's basically it. So you might actually be wondering, well, what's next actually? Well, right now we're just testing the Bitcoin core build. You can actually play with it right now. It actually works on the mainnet, but I will recommend for you to make sure you back up your wallet.dat. Please don't play around. I actually made a mistake and corrupted my own wallet because I was dumb. And I don't use the Znode.io synchronization because the structure is totally different. Just do a complete sync from scratch and just have wallet.dat. I'll probably only recommend this to people who want to play around. And we'll be testing it a bit more and should be releasing over the next few days. Make sure it goes smoothly and we can get all those binaries out. Now I think a lot of you have been worried about reports that some people who have unconfirmed Zerocoin spend transactions have their coins lost and it disappears from the wallet. We actually investigated into this, and we realized that when spend confirmations are not confirmed, the mint transaction actually gets marked as used. So actually, if you close your wallet, the wallet doesn't display it anymore. It's just a quirk of the GUI when Paramin was designing it. And actually, all that needs to be done, from what we know, is resetting the flag to show that the mint transaction was not actually used, and it should reappear in your Zerocoin mint transaction again and allow you to do the spend again. We're working on having a nice interface to do it, so people don't have to bother too much with the command line, and let me give you some custom commands to work with even if you have to. And also, I think our next order of business is to improve our graphical user interface, and make it a lot easier to do Zerocoin mints and spends, and segregation of data. So that means when you know which coins have been gone through the Zerocoin laundry, and then you don't actually have to use the coin control right now, which is a bit cumbersome. We also have a few more quick updates on that. Once we actually get the core upgrade done, actually the lib Zerocoin fixes, which is a set of bug fixes, is actually quite significant, given that I don't think anyone else has actually looked into lib Zerocoin very deeply since it was made. And our cryptographer Tim Ruffing actually identified certain vulnerabilities with lib Zerocoin, and actually a lot of ways to also improve the way lib Zerocoin works, to improve its security. We are going to implement this bug fixes in, and we actually have the code done, but we need to integrate it with the new core, and we hope to achieve this by the end of the month, along with a hard fork to allow this. So in the meanwhile, I think we do recommend, if you do have any sort of pending Zerocoin mints, maybe take this time to clear it out, because we will be moving to a new type of accumulator scheme to address the security concerns, and don't worry too much. These security problems are not easy to exploit, but we would like to patch it up anyway. So I think it's a very good idea to start redeeming your Zerocoins before we do the hard fork. Another thing is that just in case you don't want to get stuck with a Zerocoin unconfirmed spend transaction, I do recommend that once you do the mint of the Zerocoin, please do a backup of your wallet.dat and keep it somewhere before you try to do the spend. So if whatever happens to your spend transaction not being confirmed, you can just restore the wallet.dat without having to reset any flags or whatsoever. So that's just a temporary workaround until we get that fix. And actually, once with I think this is a topic that a lot of people are waiting for, which are Znodes, and we are actually quite close to gearing up for full dedication and resources towards development of Znodes. Hopefully we can determine the number. Everyone's been asking how many Zcoin for Znodes. Hopefully we can determine that number soonish. But before all that happens, we want to get all the Zerocoin issues out of the way, make sure we have a good user experience before we embark on something new. I think this is an important lesson that we learned when we were trying to do too much, and resulted in not doing a good job. So don't worry, I don't think Znodes is not like massively delayed. I may not even be delayed, but just hang in tight, and let us sort out the basic stuff that improves the user experience, and which actually should make life a lot better for many exchanges that accept us, allows people to develop the ledger integration, their Trezor integration. And it's quite big, because considering Dash is only on Bitcoin 0.10, and I think Zcash is on 0.11. So very few coins actually have an updated Bitcoin core. So You know, it sounds like it's not a lot of work, but trust me, it's a lot of work. So I think that's all for me. I'll probably make this more professional once I get more time to deal with this, but I just wanted to test this out, and I give you a quick update before I do anything else. Right, thank you guys. Min, span, and repeat.